Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this week's cosmic guidance for June the 6th through until the 12th. You have likely felt the energetic shift that has been happening since the Gemini new moon. We have lots to dive into this week between Mercury going direct, but still being in shadow phase, Saturn now stationing retrograde. There's a lot to dive into here. So when I share these weekly reports, I'm studying the planetary shifts, and I'm also accessing the wisdom of the Akashic Records. And my intention is to help you manifest with this energy in the highest timeline for your life and business. So not just knowing what's going on, like knowing how to work with it, knowing how to apply it in ways that help you move closer to your soul path, or even just align with your soul path and purpose, feeling like you're on track to create your soul aligned dream life. So if this is something that resonates, be sure that you subscribe. I would love to support your journey. So I always begin with giving some background, some context before I do the day-by-day breakdown. I've got my charts pulled up here. So Mercury stationed direct on June the 3rd, but it is still in its shadow phase. And in astrology, I don't like to look at transits as good or bad. All of them can support us when we know how to co-create with this energy. So when Mercury is retrograde, it's a time to reflect on old projects, on our belief systems, on the decisions that we are making, and come from a different perspective, see it through new eyes so we can actually make changes and then move forward in our life. And now that it's direct but still in shadow phase, it means it's covering the same territory that it covered prior to going retrograde and after retrograde. So this is really a time where we can have newfound insight around what is in our highest and best good. If we are feeling stuck on a decision in our life, going back and forth, not knowing where the best use of our time is being placed, we can get a lot of clarity on that throughout this week and with this aspect here, with this transit. Now, as Mercury stationed direct, it's making some really interesting aspects here. So it's sextiling Neptune. And this is where guidance from our higher self and spirit team is coming through. You may be noticing incredible synchronicities in your life, new people coming in, these conversations that just feel like they're lighting you up, they're filling you with information, or you're really helping support someone else's path. But there's this higher power that is really speaking to us and coming through and helping you make decisions that align to the path that your soul is here to be on, align to the path that supports you in feeling a sense of joy and a feeling of freedom. So very significant. And it's also forming a square with Saturn as it's stationed retrograde. And this really brings in a karmic component to the decisions that you are making right now. So we'll talk a little bit more about this because there's lots of guidance coming through around the Saturn retrograde, and even with this aspect to Mercury, where you may really be reflecting right now on where the best use of your energy and time is. Saturn relates to time. It relates to our karma. And when I talk about karma, I do not mean that in a negative way. I do not mean that in a way where we are being punished. It's simply the lessons we are here to learn so we can evolve and we can grow. And that's what we want to do. We're not meant to stay stuck in karmic cycles and patterns that don't serve us. We're actually meant to integrate the lesson and free ourselves from what can feel like a trap, like a negative cycle or loop, and move forward and evolve. Now, Saturn in Aquarius has really been about power to the people. That's what the Aquarian age is, and we are seeing that in beautiful ways. We are seeing the power of our voice, the power we have through these incredible platforms, whether on YouTube or social media, to really speak our truth and get our message out there. The power we have as we come together and hold a vision for a more harmonious world. That's what Saturn in Aquarius has really been about. Now, Aquarian energy also represents our vision, our dreams, our our goals that we have. So when Saturn is retrograde in this sign, we are really reflecting on that. We are reflecting on what that bigger vision is, not just the vision you have for your life, but Saturn in Aquarius is about how the actions you take, what you are contributing, actually has such a long lasting effect even beyond this lifetime. It's how it is impacting the planet, the vision you have for a more harmonious world, not just what happens in your life, but what is happening here on planet Earth. So we're really reflecting on that right now. And again, this concept of time keeps coming through from the records. You're going to be very, very aware of how you are using your time, what is aligned and what is not aligned. And maybe even feeling a little pressured on time, especially with Mercury still in shadow phase. It could feel like this pressure, this feeling of running out of time. And that's where the energies this week will really help you kind of get that sense of organization. But you also want to be aware of leveraging your energy so that when you take actions that are aligned, they hold more power. They are more potent. When you make decisions that intuitively feel good, those actions become more potent and powerful as well. So this is why, I mean, we all essentially have the same, well, we do have the same amount of time each day, but each of us uses that time differently. So this is really coming into play this week. You're going to have an awareness of that, how you are using your time, what feels like a good use of time, what doesn't, and the boundaries you are called to set around your time. And keep this in mind, this is a message from the records, learn to leverage your energy. Leverage your energy, leverage frequency, not just the actions you take and the energy and level of alignment that is behind those actions. Now let's go into a more day-by-day breakdown here. So beginning Monday, June 6th, we begin the week with the moon in Virgo. And this is where you're really getting support on creating a routine that feels very supportive for you. Virgo is about structure and organization and small changes we can make that support our well-being. So it's really, I like when we begin the week with a moon in Virgo because it is very focused on getting to work, but really creating a schedule that allows you to thrive on every level, like really supporting your well-being. Now, also on Monday, we have a powerful aspect where the sun in Gemini is sextiling Chiron in Aries. So in astrology, Chiron is known as the wounded healer. If you look at the symbol for it, it's actually shaped like a key. So it is actually the key to our greatest gifts, our greatest growth, and our greatest expansion. So this aspect may be, I feel a few things around this. So one is you are kind of creating a new identity in many ways. And our identity is key to what we achieve in life. So for instance, if you have an identity that you are the type of person who is able to make an impact in the world, you will take actions that align with that. If you have the identity that you are the type of person who makes money with ease, you will take actions that align to that. It's like our identity is really key. If we're trying to make changes without going back to the core of how we see ourselves, it becomes difficult. So this may be, as you're kind of making these new decisions in your life, stepping up in a new way, there may be some insecurities and doubts that come up that are signaled by Chiron in Aries, but it's about how you move through these doubts and fears. Last week in my Akashic certification class, there was somebody that asked about doubts and fears and if there ever is a time in our life where in our business where we're no longer faced with that, if we're able really to transcend that. And the guidance that came through around that is what really happens is we see it in a new way. So the doubts and the fears that we have become less powerful because we remember that we are the type of person who is able to move through those doubts and through those fears. And we are more powerful than them. We are the type of people that don't allow doubts and fears to hold us back. We allow our vision to guide us. That's the energy we're playing with starting the week here on Tuesday, June 7th. The moon is still in Virgo. It's going to trine Uranus in Taurus as well as Venus in Taurus. So this can be making some changes in your routine that really support your success. Anytime we have Uranus come in, it can be unexpected changes. Now, this is a fleeting transit, so this isn't going to be something that's long lasting, but it may be something that comes in on Tuesday that you weren't expecting, and you have to readjust your schedule. Now, Virgo, the moon in Virgo helps us be organized. It's also a mutable sign, so it helps us be flexible. So it helps us realize that it's okay, we can't control everything, and we'll drive ourselves crazy if we try. And sometimes we just have to be flexible. We have to go with the flow. We have to be willing to pivot and readjust. So that's the energy here on Tuesday. Now, with the trine to Venus and Taurus, it's a reminder to infuse this energy of beauty and gratitude into everything we do. So sometimes we can compartmentalize stuff. We feel like, okay, this is the time devoted to work. This is the time devoted to play. But what if you brought this feeling of gratitude and excitement toward everything that you do in your life? That's a game changer. That's another theme this week. This week, definitely, we're getting things done. There's a lot of earth energy here, especially with this Virgo moon early on in the week and making these aspects to Taurus, the planets in Taurus, another earth sign. We're getting a lot done. It's very grounded, but we are also asked to bring in that feeling of joy, bring in that feeling of gratitude, take that with us into every task we're doing this week, and watch how that transforms it. When you come at it from the perspective of, I wonder what new ideas can flow to me here. I wonder what unexpected good surprises can come into my life. A knowingness that the universe is rearranging to bring you the right people and the right opportunities, and it's all coming together. That change in perspective can change everything. So on Wednesday, June the 8th, the energetic tone shifts when the moon moves into Libra. The moon changes signs every 2 to 3 days, and the moon governs the emotional undertone. So this is why as we move throughout the week, we can feel like each day really has kind of a different emotional signature to it. And a big part of that is these cycles of the moon. So a moon in Libra brings the focus to relationships, to balance, and once again, beauty and harmony. Venus rules over Taurus and Libra. So again, this theme of find beauty, find joy, make that a priority in your life. Don't put that on the back burner until all the work, all the tasks are done. Bring it with you as you move throughout your day. So on Friday, or sorry, I skipped over Thursday. On Thursday here, we also have the moon in Libra, and it's making some interesting aspects here. So it's opposing Mars in Aries. The Aries-Libra axis is about relationships. Aries, the relationship with self, Libra, the relationship with others. And of course, they're both interplay with one another. This energy can be a reminder to look at, where are you falling into people pleasing? How may that be holding you back in your business, in areas of your life? This need to please, this need to be liked. That can be the shadow side of this energy. Where are you needing to say no to strengthen your boundaries? And how can that actually help your relationships flourish? Where are you on the extremes of these energies? So one extreme could be, you're very independent and you want to do it all on your own and you never ask for help. You never need anyone else. We know that doesn't work because we're here to co-create. We're here to be in relationship with others. The other end of that spectrum, though, can be, it's all about other people. It's always about keeping the peace and the harmony. And you've lost a sense of self and who you are. That also isn't going to work. So midweek, we're really playing with that, especially on Thursday. How can you really find that sense of balance? And again, Saturn retrograde is also going to be a time of strengthening boundaries. Saturn speaks to boundaries. Libra can speak to boundaries that we need specifically in our relationship. So reassessing some of those things. Now, as we move into Friday, the energy shifts again with the moon moving into Scorpio. Moon in Scorpio is very intense and powerful. And it's really interesting because we tend to really feel when the moon moves into Scorpio, because there is such a depth and intensity to it. And a lot of this will depend on the relationship we have with the shadow. One of the first workshops I ever did in my business, and this is before I was even in the online space, I was just working in person, hosting workshops locally. And I did a workshop on making friends with the shadow self. And it was all about kind of bringing a lightness to the shadow work, because sometimes it feels scary, and it doesn't need to be scary to explore the shadow. It's simply the repressed parts of ourselves. And this could be repressed because we feel it's an unacceptable trait. It could be repressed because it's a trauma that's hard to deal with. And it is about like bringing this stuff into the light and integrating it into the whole. So we feel more powerful and we become more powerful manifestors. So again, this is a fleeting transit. The insight I'm receiving around this is you're actually going to have some really big like aha moments around the traits that you may have been suppressing that are actually the key to your growth and expansion. So when I work with clients in their business, often what makes them magnetic and really, really stand out is a trait that they've been suppressing because at a young age they were taught it wasn't acceptable to show that. But it was actually the key to making them really magnetic. Like it's a part of who they are that needs to be integrated. So throughout the weekend, we're really doing this work. And again, I don't think there's like doesn't need to be an intensity around it. We're having these aha moments of, oh, wow, I want to embrace this part of me. Why did I ever think there was something wrong with this part of me? How can I love up on this aspect of myself? And also, yeah, Mercury's trining Pluto on Friday as well. So there's definitely this awareness of those subconscious patterns and programs at play in our life. And it's like they're coming to the surface. We're getting these aha moments and insights around what is really active in our vibrational field as well. And that's why shadow work can be so key, because the subconscious, and often what we place or label as the shadow, is a very, very big component of what we are manifesting and what we are calling in. So the more we become aware of what's active in our field, the more we can send that cohesive, coherent signal out into the universe and not have these like unexpected things that are coming in where we are like, where did that come from? Why did this come in? Like we're just kind of surprised by it. We are more aware of what we are calling in because there's this sense of coherence and alignment. So that energy as well, we're really carrying with us throughout the weekend. Now on Saturday, okay, this is interesting too. So Saturday, the moon will oppose Uranus. So Uranus is coming in again. Think of Uranus as the awakener, maybe the disruptor as well. Disrupts the status quo to bring about change. So there's a lot of internal transformation here that's happening throughout the week, but it may feel like, wow, it really intensifies as we're coming into the weekend. Venus conjuncting Uranus as well. So this is definitely change as well. This can be change to our partnerships, change in our relationships. Again, maybe something unexpected that comes in, so we want to go with the flow. This could also be unexpected good surprises. Sometimes we see, like we hear the unexpected and we're like, oh my goodness, we contract or go into fear. Remember, you co-create with this energy. So what if these were unexpected good surprises? What if things were working out better than you planned, expected, and imagined? I would affirm that over this weekend because it can absolutely go that way. We co-create with this. Sunday, very similar energies, honestly, throughout the weekend. Later on Sunday, the moon will move into Sagittarius. That's a big shift as well from Scorpio to Sagittarius, because Scorpio is very internal. Sagittarius is very much external, about adventure, exploration. We'll talk more about that, though, in the following week. We'll really feel that next Monday. So definitely circle back as we talk about the energies then. So to kind of just tie this together for the week ahead, one of the main messages I'm hearing from the Akashic Records is this is a week of change and transformation that may even be bigger than you expect. So for instance, it may just feel like, okay, you've made a decision on something, you got your routine organized, but there's something deeper going on too. It's the person you are becoming that is allowing you to make these changes, allowing you to see things in a new light that is going to have long-lasting positive effects on your life. So it's like there's these kind of like short-term little changes we're navigating, but they also represent something much, much bigger as well. And I feel Saturn, retrograding really shows that too. Like there's kind of a lot of karmic things happening behind the scenes as well. So these changes may feel little, but they're actually like quite profound on a bigger scale in terms of what they represent and the person you are becoming that is allowing you to see things in a new way. Do the shadow work from a space of love and compassion, setting boundaries from a place of love and compassion, moving away from people pleasing and realizing that allows your relationships to flourish. There's a lot going on this week. So keep me posted below on what resonates with you, what's coming up in your world this week. Also, I've felt called to do something exciting this week. So I'm opening up 5 spots for personal readings. I do not do this often. I work with people more in longer term packages or in group programs, but I just wrapped up my Lightworkers Rise Academy program, which I absolutely love, one of my signature programs. I just completed that with an incredible group of Lightworkers. So I have some time in my schedule and it just feels really good to fill them with some readings for those who are feeling called to explore their astrology, especially at this powerful time. I also open your Akashic Records. So we do some really powerful healing work together. I bring insight in from the records. So if you want to explore what that entails, check out below. These spots always fill right away. So if you're feeling the call, you'll know. And I look forward to connecting, sending so much love your way. Have an incredible week. I will see you soon. Bye for now.